Rolling. Action. Oh, fuck, my sandwich. Oh, there's a big knot in this. Hello, it's me. It's Fel the Blythe. What the heck is this video about? Just gonna get that off. Oh no, my Facebook Messenger's on. Anyway. Hello, it's me. It's Fel the Blythe. I hope I'm in focus here. Yeah, so it's been a hot minute. Did not really mean to miss my date. Not my date. I guess we're on a date. Did not mean to miss my release date last time, although I suppose I never really mean to miss it. That'd be kind of weird if I did that. Yeah, so I wanted to do this as a little update. I know I kind of just had an update, but I feel like so much has already changed since my last update video. So I'm working on a few things. I'm working on a crafting project that has taken me way longer than I expected. I actually started that back in July 2021. So yeah, definitely longer than expected. And if you've been following me on Patreon, which I'll link above, you've probably heard me discussing some of the things that have been going on in my life. It's been kind of hectic. April is usually hectic. If you watch my video last year on my April and why I took a break in April, that was more for bad reasons. My April was jam-packed and then it was kind of shitty. So yeah, hopefully it won't be that way. But anyway, so I've just been kind of wondering why I've been in this kind of lull. And I feel like I've been in down parts of my practice, but then I've been kind of happy and excited in other areas of my life. And I just feel in general like I'm in a creative lull right now. And I'm still not sure if I 100% know why that is. I think part of that is just the shifting of hyperfixations, which is just natural, something that naturally happens. But also, I was like, why have I just not been getting as much done? And I realized I think it's because I'm starting to go back to my pre-pandemic lifestyle, which none of you were around here for, obviously, because I started my channel in 2021. But it was very active. I am very extroverted, and I tend to do a lot of activities. I do a lot of classes. I do a lot of activism that requires me to go outside. I have friends, and also I'm moving now, which is requiring a lot of work, like going to visit apartments, sitting down and discussing exciting things like budgeting, or I got a car, which was a whole ordeal, or I'm working more hours at my job and making that more full-time. So I just haven't been around for me where my channel exists alongside of my normal everyday life. Normal being pre-pandemic normal. So that's, I think, part of the reason why that has been strange for me and why things have been hard and why it's been hard for me to tell the difference if I'm just kind of feeling depressed in my practice or if I just genuinely am busy. And I think I've come to the conclusion I don't think I'm depressed. I think I definitely am just overwhelmed with all the stuff that's going on and finally getting back into some sort of pre-pandemic groove, which is very strange for me. Now I'm going to walk to the train. Running a little later than I usually do, but I tend to leave obscenely early, so that just means I'll get there in time. Here I go. So what does that mean for my practice and being a Hellenic polytheist? I think I'm finally reaching that point in my practice where it just comes naturally. And it's not something where I am actively working at every single day. I mean, right now, a lot of it just looks like lighting incense and praying and just sort of meditating as I'm walking about divinity and the meaning of life and stuff like that. So it's not really this super in-depth active thing right now. Not saying that I won't ever be that way again, as things tend to do with ADHD. It comes in waves. But that means that I think I've been struggling to figure out how to put that into words as well as visuals, ways to present that to you all. So I'm thinking my content is going to shift a little bit into commentary, crafting, things that aren't necessarily active worship. And I hope that's okay. I don't know why I'm asking your permission. This is my channel. I can do what I want. But I definitely want to... And I think it's been hard. So, I'm really into watching commentary videos or really deep, long channels on, or deep, long videos analyzing one particular piece of drama or whatever. However, I don't actually like talking or engaging in drama in my own community because we have enough of it. And also, I'm just genuinely, not on social media. So if people want to get me to drama, they're going to have to literally email me about it. I'm not interested in spreading drama. I'm not interested in dragging up drama. But I think it could be interesting. I have a lot of hot takes on various sort of modern various sort of ideas that get thrown around the community. It's just weird because it feels so deeply personal and communal at the same time. I feel like so many things are so hard to put into words, right? I do LARP. I'm going to LARP this month, which is exciting. Hooray, yay. And for me, LARPing can be a way to connect to Dionysus or to theater or that greater ritual, or watching theater very much feels like that greater ritual. Dancing, singing, even in a sense of the activist group that I'm a part of. I don't know any other Hellenic polytheists. There's a couple of pagans or witchy-minded people. There's some ex-hippies who are in that group. But it's hard to put that into words, right? This whole video is me being like, I have such a full life. I don't know. It's so hard because so much, and we've noticed this in some Discords that I'm in as well, that it is really significantly quieted down. We always kind of knew that the ebb and flow of interest in different religions, different pagan religions, witchy religions, occult religions, or practices, not necessarily religions. We always knew that was kind of gonna wane, right? Because it exploded during the height of the pandemic, which makes sense. During times of crisis, people question their faith, they turn to new faiths, they come back to a faith. There have been so many discussions amongst kind of people who have been in the community for a long time that we knew that this was going to fade and that it was going to change. And this is not to say that those people were faking it or that those people still aren't around in the communities, but it's quieted down as people have either settled into their new practice, their new faith, or as they decide it's not for them, which is totally fine as well. So I think that's another reason things have been kind of quiet, is because things have been quiet, right? And it's also hard because while my channel is based around me being a Hellenic polytheist, TM, I'm Fel first. I'm Felicity. My practice is, and my faith is not for anyone else. And while I personally have not experienced a lot of criticism or critique or analysis, it can be tiring putting that online, because I do really want to showcase the actual nitty-gritty details of my faith, of my beliefs, of my practice, but it's not it's not for anyone else. It's not for anyone else to critique. It's for me. And that's not to say that people can't critique me or people can't comment and be like, hey Phil, that's problematic. Obviously you're welcome to do that. I only call myself a Hellenic polytheist because that's what's easier to explain to people, right? To me, to myself, I don't identify as anything. That sounds so cheesy when you say it like that. But that's not useful for me. That's, I love Athena. I love praying to Athena. I love Apollo. I love praying to Apollo. I love praying to Minerva, Athena, Minerva. I love decorating altars. I have major crow brain. I love deep diving the historical aspects and taking some parts or taking none of it. I also like English folk magic. I also, will blow kisses at the Virgin Mary when I see her out and about. I like, this might shock some people, but I do have saint candles, and I like to light these saint candles. I didn't grow up Catholic. People I live with did grow up Catholic, and one of the communities I spend a lot of my times in is very Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. That's not to say I'm a Catholic, but it's just so with the flow, man. I don't know how to describe this in a way that doesn't make me sound woo. I mean, you know what? Maybe I'll just embrace that and just kind of let it feel like that. But anyway, all that to say is that I've been there are things that I want to cover in my videos, and then there are things that I feel called to cover in my videos. And these are two, I know those sound identical, but those are different things. Like, I want to do a part 2 of Hera. I will do a part 2 of Hera. Or I want to cover lesser known Greek deities. For sure. But what do I feel called to do right now? Well, this video, I feel called to do crafting videos. I feel called to make a video about, I really want to get a deity reading from Etsy and kind of report back on that. I want to do stuff that's a little more freeform and cash. It's so funny with all of my videos because sometimes I feel like I'll put up a video and I'm just like, that's the worst editing I've ever done in my life. This is the dumbest video I've ever made in my life. And then everyone's like, yes, I love it. It's not to say people are always like that, but I hold myself to these standards, and it only applies to videos. For some reason with writing or like anything else, I don't hold myself to these insane standards. Maybe it's because I have a degree in video editing and I'm very particular. But when it comes to video editing, I hold myself to these standards and things that I want to do. But guys, I just hate editing. I really hate it. I would love nothing more than to hire an editor, but I don't have that kind of money right now. I would love to eventually get my channel to a place where I can hire an editor so I can produce content more frequently, because editing makes me feel like I'm ripping my own teeth out. What is the point of this video? I guess I just wanted to give you an update. What is the thesis of this video? Is it that, like, sometimes it feels weird when your faith becomes an everyday thing and it's not so novel anymore? Is it that I don't know what's going on and I'm very busy? I don't know. I am still going to continue to produce videos. That's not a thing that's changing. That's not what this video is about. I guess this video is just kind of a glimpse into my mind and a glimpse into my life and what's going on. And I hope you can, stick with me. Stick through it, because I have some fun videos planned. Like I said, I want to get a deity reading done. I think that would be iconic. And I have a bunch of crafting stuff that I'm doing. Honestly, I also really just needed to get a video out, so I'm not just kind of, because if I don't get a video out, it's easy to fall into a never posting again, which I really don't want to do. I want to keep posting, and I don't want to fall into this, I'll come back when I feel like it. I gotta stick to some sort of schedule. So maybe that's what this video is. Anyway, my knee was locked. Don't lock your knees, guys. Bad idea. Anyway, so that's my video. If you feel called, I'm gonna link my Patreon above. Been somewhat neglecting my patrons. I love you guys. I recently taught my mom what this was, that this was a heart. She was like, what is that? And I was like, it's a little heart. Love my patrons, and I'm sorry I love my patrons, and I'm really going to get back into the groove, because if I don't get back into the groove, I'm just going to spin and become a tumbleweed and blow away into the distance. I don't know, if you have some funny, interesting, wacky, weird ideas for me to do, pump them in the comments below. Yeah. Anyway, this has been Phil the Blythe. Over and out. I was going to spin around, but then I would have fallen. Bye! And of course, I have to give a shout out to my $5 and up patrons: Grumpy Grandpa, Hayakinto, Cicada Hakubi, Ambrose, Brooks Moody, Charles Schneider, Ember Kelly, Micro Maria, Paris Moriski, and Tiny Atlas. Thank you all so much for your support.